Yellowjacket men's basketball back on the road this week. Preston, you guys were able to snap a little three-game skid that you guys hit at home. You picked up a win over Simon Fraser. Talk about the split last week, even the loss against Western Washington. The team played a lot better.
Yeah, Western is the top team in our league, so we kind of knew that they were going to come in ready to go, and they're a really talented team. So I feel like we competed really hard. We just maybe didn't hit as many shots, the wide open shots or shots that we had that we normally hit. We're just not falling. So, hats off to them. It was just a good game, but they just made a little bit more plays than we did on that night.
And then talk about the game against Simon Fraser. You had a career high 35 points. You were really feeling all aspects of your game. One place in particular you excelled was at the free throw line because you got there a lot. You got there 15 times, I think. Talk about attacking the rim in that game.
Yeah, I try to go to the rim first to start off the game, get comfortable, and then just let the rest of my game come. And, just that night it happened to be I just kept going to the line, getting fouled, or I just was getting layups, and my teammates were just finding me, and most of the time I was open, so I was just, kind of playing within my normal game. It just happened that, this night ended up being a little more than usual.
And talk about the performance of Kamal Tall. He had a career high 17 points. You and him were doing some really good things underneath the basket, sharing the ball with each other.
Yeah, Kamal's doing a lot better. He's catching the ball real good this year, and he's finishing. He's just gotten a lot better this year. And I look when I drive to the basket, a lot of guys dig, so I just look to kick to him. And there's a couple times where I just connected with him, give him a little shovel pass, and he did a real good job of finishing it, and he ended up getting his career high. It was a good game for him.
What makes that win so big after a tough week on the road? You guys self-admittedly didn't play your best at St. Martin's and SPU, and then after the Western loss, you were just 6-5 in the league. Now you're 7-5, have some momentum going on the road.
Yeah, we had a rough week there, and coach was just saying, let's get back to doing what got us here and doing what got us at that 6-2. I felt like we just kind of strayed away from that, and then coming back into this week, that was what coach's big emphasis is get back to the stuff that got us there. And, we needed the win against Simon definitely, and it's just going to help us out and then take it one game at a time from here. And if we just keep working as a team and do the things that we were doing in the beginning of the season or beginning of conference, that'll help us do better and try to get to the tournament.
And now you have NNU and Central on the road. You split with these two teams at home. You beat Northwest Nazarene. You lost to Central by, I think, 4 points earlier in the year. What are you going to focus on at this time around? You mentioned doing the same things defensively that got you to that point. But knowing these teams, what are you going to focus on this week?
Yeah, we just, coach is going to start off by stressing defense. And, I agree with him. And I think that, we just got to do a little bit better job of covering the three-point line and covering the three-point shot, which we've done a really good job of all year. And so against NNU and Central, try to not let them hit as many threes as normal, and I feel like that'll help us out this week. And then if we just get back to what we were doing, playing team ball, sharing the ball, going to the O boards, and just playing hard on defense, I feel like we're gonna have a successful week.
I was proud of the guys. Thought we played well Saturday night. After I didn't think we played real well Thursday night, and I thought Simon Fraser played really well. I mean, they just kept coming at us and made a bunch of shots and. Our guys, we just couldn't, kind of put them away. And then, it got close, and then our guys made some plays in the second half. That's what it's all about. It's conference games. It's, now we're moving into all February games. So February games are different than any games throughout the course of the year, especially because you're playing all conference. And it doesn't matter night in, night out, who you're playing, where you're playing. Every night's a grind, and we feel like we can go out and we feel like we could have some success this last 8 games, and if we do things the right way, and we also feel like we could have some adversity if we don't. So it's an exciting time.
You talk how much you lean on the veterans, the guys who have been through this league. Talk about some of the performances you had in this recent homestand. You have Preston Beverly and Mark Matthews carrying you guys, but then you have guys like Kendall Denham coming off the bench doing a lot of little things. I mean, he had 7 assists against Simon Fraser, so you're getting performances from a lot of different guys.
Well, if you look at the box score, all 8 guys that played Saturday night have been through the GNAC. Obviously, Mark, Jace, Kendall, Jordan have been through it multiple times, and then this is the second time around. This is the second year for Cade, Kamal, Sven, and Preston. So those guys have been through this league multiple times. They understand, just things that experience can teach that it just can't. That for guys that are going through it the first time aren't used to. So it's nice to have that experience. We still need to obviously lean on those 8 guys that have been through this, but we still, Cinco and Zach, the 2 freshmen we have, are still going to help us. They're still going to give us some big minutes and some big plays as this season progresses. I expect those two guys to make some big plays for us, and and it's just about the process. Guys going through that league for the first time. It's just you can't we talk about you can't skip that process. You gotta learn from mistakes, and you gotta learn from your successes. And so obviously I feel good about this group of 10 guys we have playing moving forward, and we're gonna have to play well though every single night to have the success we want to have.
You enter this week tied for fourth place in the GNAC standings, but they couldn't be more crowded. Western Oregon is in third, your game behind them. Alaska Anchorage is in second, you're two behind them, tied with Central. And then your other opponent this week, NNU, is just one game behind you. What's your focus when the standings look like that? It's really too close to predict anything moving forward.
We're not looking at the standings because, really, I think. I feel like Western Washington's at a point that they're probably have distanced themselves a little bit. Obviously, Anchorage is right there with them, but I feel like Western, just from seeing them play a couple times now, I feel like, they have a chance to kind of extend the lead a little bit. Obviously, this week they have a tough trip in Alaska, but I feel like 2 through 10 really is just so close record-wise that. We can't spend a lot of time, worried about where we're at in the standings because we got to go out and play, and same with everybody else. So teams are going to be knocking each other off, and we can't spend much time worried about anybody but ourselves. And the funny thing is, with Simon Fraser, with their record, they're probably clearly don't have a chance to get that top 6. But the way they played the other night, I mean they played really, really well. I was very impressed, and I really think that they're going to have a say in this as well as coming down the stretch because, I think teams are not going to be able just to mark up that game as a win. I think every single game throughout the rest of this year can go either way. I know we were talking as a coaching staff, night in and night out, you can't predict who's going to win. If you looked last Thursday, 4 of the road teams won, and so it's going to be a great stretch. I don't remember the league being this even. Top to bottom since I've been here, where night in, night out, you really can't predict who's going to win. So it's exciting times. We're looking forward to it, but we know it's like I said, it's going to be a grind every night.
Tuesday night, you'll have a chance to watch your two opponents play each other, Northwest Nazarene and Central. Teams that you split against at home, you beat Northwest Nazarene, lost to Central by 4 points. What's your mindset second time around going to face these teams on the road?
Well, both teams have had a couple of their guys out on and off, so I guess the advantage is on Tuesday night we'll get to see who's healthy, who's able to play, but even that you don't know if they're just out tonight and maybe can play this weekend. So we won't put a lot of stock in that. We're going to prepare for teams like they're full strength. That's the only way to do it. As far as I thought both games here were close, and I just feel like that it just I don't know how much the first games have a bearing on the second games. I think teams kind of evolve through the course of the season, and it just kind of comes down to which team is kind of feeling good about themselves and peaking at the right time and on any given night. So, we'll obviously watch and see how that game goes tonight, but moving forward, our preparation and our sole focus right now is Thursday night against Northwest Nazarene.